let's do local SEO again today. So for this video, we are going to learn about schema markup and how to implement schema for our local SEO strategy. My name is Victor. I am the co-founder of Local Lead R, and for Local Lead R, we are helping local businesses scale through with local SEO. Right? So let's go. It's going to be very unique presentation today, and I hope you get to learn schema very well. So we won't be charging lots for SEO, right? So schema markup is a structured data vocabulary that helps search engine understand your content on your website, right? This is what schema looks like for the moment. I'm going to show this my slide. Right, so this is what schema look like. Schema, this pricing here, so this is a search engine results page, right? And what you want to do for schema helps the search engine to have a better understanding of your website, of your business, right? And with schema, you can have some amazing details like this, so your users can see what you're looking out for, right? Or the pricing, you see the reviews, see the price range, right? So it provides a consistent way for business to label their content, so search engine can display it in a very informative and visual engaging ways, right? So just like what we have seen here already. So I'm going to be taking you out and in, just bear with me. So this here, right? So just this line of text here, I'm going to show you what it looks like on the back end, so you get to see how detailed this can be for the search engine to understand, and how simple it can be for the users on the front end to understand, right? Okay. Now let's understand. So in schema, right, especially for local businesses, there are three types, right? So there's the organization schema, there's a local business schema, and there's a place schema, right? So for organization, right, you said provide information about your business, including the name, the address, the contact information, and the website, right? So for local businesses, right, it extends the organization with specific property for businesses that serves the customer at a specific location, such as opening hours, price range, reviews, and ratings, just like what we saw on our slide, just like what we saw here, right? Just like what we saw here, right? So this is like a detailed for local businesses. Now for place, now it represents a physical location such as a landmark, parking, or building. It can be used for local businesses, but also for other types of places, right? So necessarily schema can be used for other businesses, so not just local businesses. So I can use schema for my website, I can use schema for my online business, right? So not just for local businesses, but for the best, and for this video, we are going to just be implementing for local business, right? Now, the step-by-step process of implementing schema, right? First of all, this is like the very important thing, and I believe every business owner needs to have like Google My Business profile, right? This is like a basic to start with, right? So you create your business profile, which is very important, to add your Google business information, right? Verify the listing and optimize your listing. So why we prioritize this first is because when we do this, the whole internet is just like connected devices. I would just want to use that word connected devices because links go from one place to another, right? And you're sending signals. So from Google My Business, which is like the big guy, to Google sees your Google My Business, your name, address, and phone number. Okay, this is valid. It sees your ratings, sees your reviews. Then check your website. You see, okay, has the same thing. Then check your citations and see, okay, yes, they're the same thing. So they start connecting together. And now once you're pushing traffic, once you're getting more content, once you're getting more organic content into your business or your profiles, right? And with all these details already there, all this data already there, Google doesn't have any choice than just to put you up for the first, the second, the third choice based on what your users are searching for in your industry, right? So that's just the logic about it. So your data and your structure needs to be very on place and organized first before you start putting up your content, right? So Google wants to make sure he's ranking and he's doing your part. So you have to do your own part first before Google does his part, right? So before we talk about the common mistakes on schema, right? So I'm going to show you what schema looks like on the back end. So I'm going to click here. I use detailed SEO, right? I use this extension, detailed SEO, right? So I just have to leave it to load up. Then when I come here, I come to schema. Right? So if on schema here, you see, you want to just click on schema. You see here, this is the content. You see the content type. This is the bread list crumb. Then you see another content type, list item, content type, schema.org. You see this type, services. Right? You see another type here, organization. So there are different types. So if you see another type here, local business. You see another type here, aggregate ratings. Right? So this is what the search engine is showing us at the moment. This one here. So you could be asking, okay, so Victor, how on earth can I create my own schema? Right? So creating schema is not as difficult. We have AI here. So I'm going to do, let me use ChatGPT. Let me just create a schema for you so you see what it looks like. I'm just going to start up a new. So I'm going to use a dummy data. I want to create, so schemas are always in JSON file, like JSON file. I want to create a schema for my local business. I am a plumber. I have a plumbing business located in Ohio, USA. Okay, let me put the city, Cleveland. I hope I got this right. Ohio, USA. I will have over 4 to, I have, so what I just want to do, I just want to give it like data that it can just work with. I have an average of 4.5 rating, and my price range is, I don't know how much plumbers charge, so please bear with me. I'm not sure, between and 5K. Right. So over here, so right now it's creating a schema for me. This is what it looks like, right? So if you see here, it's still putting dummy data, so I need to add most of this data by myself. Right? So now, after we have created this schema, the next thing is we want to validate this schema. So Google has provided a tool for that we can use to validate it. So if you see here, this is the tool. So I'm just going to click here. Search. So this is a tool you use to check your schema, right? So you're just going to, instead of you doing URL, so if you already have the schema on your URL, fine. So what I'm just going to do, because I've copied the code here from GPT, right? I'm just going to do a copy and a paste here. And I'm going to test the code to see if it's valid. Alright, so you're just going to take its time and going to give me a result to see if it's valid. Right, so it said 3 items detected, so this is structured data, but it's having some invalid, right? Plumbing business name, say critical issue. Alright, review count. So let's go back to the slide. So we say here some common issues, which of course we have already seen one already. So some common issues we want to take note on schema is incorrect properties, right? So for schema, because it's not like we are formulating data, they are like syntax in most of this coding, in most of this programming language, they are syntax, right? So you need to actually follow the right syntax. Now the next thing is missing values. Include all required values for each schema property. Now duplicate entries, right? You want to avoid multiple schema markup entries on the same business, on the same website, right? So just because you want to rank for a particular keyword, or just because you want your business to rank, doesn't mean you need to put like 5 same schema on one business website. 2 things are going to happen to your website. Now, Google is not going to flag your website, but your website is going to be slow because of unused JavaScript, because all these are JavaScript, because you're just using them and just putting them and are going to take time to load up your page. And this is what you don't want. Remember what we're talking about, speed. Speed is very, very important in SEO. Now, validation errors. Use Schema Markup validation tools to check your errors before publishing. That's what we just did here, right? So for me now, I'm going to correct this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell ChatGPT that it's saying this. Okay, so I'm going to tell ChatGPT saying invalid integer in property. It says invalid integer in property. I just think I can remember the property review counts. Right. So if you see here, it's saying you're right. The review count must be an integer, not a string. So let's see what it did for me here. Okay, so it has added this thing. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Right. Just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put another code here, put the same code and look at it. Probably it's going to bring another error because of those many 2 errors, but let's see. Let's see if it's going to sort out that one first. Because this is how you keep on doing it until you make sure all your errors. But necessarily the errors may not, okay, so finally we have gotten everything we want here, and this is how. So if you see here, 3 items valid detected, items, this is clean, your business name, right? So this is clean, this is clean, this is clean. So this, if I want to preview the result, let me see if it's going to give me a preview on what it's going to look like on a search engine. Okay, yes, it's not giving me anything because I'm not putting any ideal data. It's not giving me anything because I'm not putting any ideal data at the moment, right? But if I have like real data, like my business name and all, it's going to give me. But in summary, we have just been able to create a schema, right? And if I implement this to my website, right, I'm going to have a detailed result. So now, before we go, let's inspect this, right? Let's inspect this. Let's inspect this, guys. So I'm just going to do a copy here and see, and you see that they have schema on their website. Right? If you do a test URL, you see they have schema on their website, and this is basically how you implement schema with GPT. Just take its time to get to access the website, right? Right, so why is it showing me results for mine? Why is it showing me this is a result for mine? Let me put back. Come on, guys. Was I supposed to do a refresh? Maybe I was supposed to do a refresh. Let's see what it brings out this time. So basically spying your competitors, right? So what we do. Okay, so it's still giving me the same thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to refresh this. I'm going to refresh this. I'm going to refresh this and test the URL. And if it gives me that, then probably I'll just skip it. Right, perfect. So over here, so we're seeing it said 1 valid item detected. So if you notice, the one we created, we had 3 valid items detected, and these guys just have 1. let's see. So if you see here, the type organization, type person, right? So you see, and so this is different, right? So if you're using a content management system like WordPress, right? A content management system, yes, like WordPress or Wix, you can decide to create schema for your FAQ, right? Schema for your FAQs, or your FAQ as schema, then your FAQ as a review, as a rating, right? But what I'm noticing here, for this their page, this their home page, this is what is showing here. And probably if I check on their FAQ page, I might see another type of schema. Right, so these are some unique features of schema. This is why they call it rich data. Right. So the next thing, tools for measuring your schema performance, your Google Search Console, your Google Analytics, schema validation, which of course is what we've gone through, right? And thank you. And basically this is how we do SEO, right? And if you're looking to get more advanced structures, if you're looking to do more on SEO, schema is one of the things that can help you boost your SEO performance, right? Because it helps the search engine to understand what your website is all about, and helps the user. And so aside from helping the user, it helps you increase your click-through rate. So for example, let's go back to this search, guys, right? So let's say I'm looking to sign up for a yoga class, which of course I've not tried that before, but it's something I'm looking for, right? So I could see here that reviews are 4.9, right? You see over 30,000 reviews, and the price range is about £10 to £40, on an average 20. Well, I can decide to reach out to these guys compared to this person, because here they've given me a detailed description of, okay, so they have like 4.9 rating star, like almost like five-star review, right? And their price range is something that I can afford, and I would want to go for here. So compared to these guys and compared to these guys, so indirectly, this schema is going to affect their click-through rate, right? So this is why you do schema. So necessarily, you don't always need to think about the search engine or for the search engine. You think about your click-through rate when a user comes in. So if you see here, I'm searching for yoga near me, I don't like these guys. So if you see here, this is another schema here, but I think this schema is fetching from Google directly, because I checked their URL. I'm not getting anything. I'm not seeing that they are using a schema, right? But if you see here, this is another thing from 800 to 5,000 per hour, right? So this is another good, unique feature for their schema, right? If you see here as well, this is not really giving me what is one. This is just giving me a site link to just go to the exact pages, of course I'm not really pumped about it. But over here, I could see, like, okay, here, so there are pages here, and I could click it, right? So this is what you want to consider for schema. And don't forget to like, share, and let me know what you would want me to do on the next video for SEO and for local SEO. See you in the next one. Cheers.